And good afternoon, Fit Project Radio followers and fans. As always, it is Brett coming to you live from the Fit Project Radio studios here at the Naples Accelerator in Collier County, here in beautiful but rainy today, Naples, Florida. So, as I told you guys before, we are going to be doing so many more video podcasts highlighting and focusing on the new, different, and exciting here in Southwest Florida to be able to exhibit it to the world. So today, on our very first video cast, is a very good friend of mine. We've worked together for many, many years, and he has developed a company, actually that was founded back in 2011, but is now growing to a point where he's reaching out to Southwest Florida for a lot of additional growth. So I'd like to introduce Nino Magadino and Max Flex Fitness.
Thank you, Brett. Thanks for having me, and it's good to see everybody here today, and look forward to sharing my story and let you know what my company, Max Flex, is all about.
So why don't we just get right into it then? So tell me, Nino, what is Max Flex Fitness, and how is it different than any other fitness company here?
Well, Max Flex Fitness, I started in 2011. We've known each other for a long time.
Very long
going
time.
back to the YMCA.
That's right.
But anyway, that's a long time ago. But anyway, I started in 2011. I've been in the fitness industry since 2001.
Okay.
So, just like, a lot of trainers out there, we work for the big companies, we work in the corporate world,
Sure.
We're looking to grow, we have a lot of clients, we try different styles. That kind of carries us for a little way,
Mm-hmm.
and we build a good clientele, and we're good at our craft, and we earn a really good income. I got to the point where I was like, I need a little change, and I've grown long enough. I've had a lot of certifications, and I've, my business has grown. I got a lot of expertise and a lot of clientele that I decided that, I need to go on my own.
Sure.
And that's where Max Flex Fitness started. It just started with me. And a lot of good trainers out there. We're great trainers. We're good, passionate motivators, but we don't have a good business sense. And that's kind of where I was.
True.
And I realized I was told by a good friend of mine to reach out to a company here called SCORE.
Okay.
And SCORE sat me down. A good friend of mine, Andre, sat me down and said, Nino, I love your concept. Let's sit down and come up with a business plan.
Okay. So now you have the business plan created, and you launched the company again, like you said, in 2011. But even before that, let's even just take it back a number of years. Like where originally did your drive for the health and fitness industry come from?
Let's see. Well, my drive, a lot of trainers will say, I'm passionate about fitness. I love helping others. Yeah, who doesn't? We all do. But we all have a story.
Mm-hmm.
We all have a story behind that.
Absolutely, all the time.
And I remember in my 20s, this is back, I was living in Niagara Falls. I was having a rough patch in my life, I have to say. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Kind of like trying to figure it all out.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved to work out. I was always playing sports. I loved to be fit. I loved to exercise. And being fit and exercising really helped me get through that point. And when I moved here in about 2001, a good friend of mine says, why don't you become a trainer? I thought, a trainer? I was like, what am I going to do with that? What kind of career could that be? And I decided, well, okay, I'll give it a shot. And then the more I got into it, the more my business grew, the more my clientele grew, and I started working at the Ritz-Carlton. So
Okay.
I got a job as a fitness manager there. I was the fitness manager at the YMCA. So I grew in the corporate world, and which was great. I got a lot of good expertise.
Sure.
But I found that working for myself was the best corporation to be in, for me personally.
Very cool. Okay. So as you said, you're originally from Niagara Falls, New York.
Yeah.
And came down to Naples in the 2001 era,
2001.
which is actually about the same time you and I met.
Yep, you got it.
And so what was the reason that you came down to Southwest Florida? Why Southwest Florida as opposed to anywhere else?
From Buffalo, New York.
So that's a Captain Obvious question right there.
Well, I tell you, my aunt and uncle lived here, and like I said, I worked out, and they said, why don't you just come stay with us for a little while? Came down, and that's when the dream happened, man.
Very cool. Okay. So now you developed this great business in Naples, and you are obviously growing very, very quickly, which is amazing. So what type of clients are you looking for? Anything in particular, or what's the true business model of what MaxFlex Fitness is?
Okay, so that's a two-part question. A lot of trainers will say, you could probably attest to this. A lot of trainers, you need a niche. I hear this from a lot. You need a niche clientele. I've kind of been a little different. I've felt that I've been able to reach out to most of the demographics, from the special populations to the active older adults to the athletes, young athletes. I've been able to kind of hit them across the board. I do prefer working with active older adults, so between the ages of 25 to 30 to 80 and up. That's kind of like my niche clientele, but I don't turn down clients. I really don't. If someone comes to me and says, "Can you work with my son?" Let's go.
Got it.
If someone says they want to work with my mom who needs help with her balance, I'm all about it. There's programs for everybody. What sets me apart from other people is that, I realized when I became, my business grew, my clientele became a little larger, there's only one of me.
Sure.
So I decided to take on, when I became an LLC, I decided to take on trainers that had at least about 2 to 5 years experience, that had accreditation through NASM, through ACE. I decided to bring them on as subcontractors to take on clients or people that I could not personally train. I would meet with the client, I would develop a program for them, and then set them up with a trainer to work with them to come meet them. But I would meet with the client periodically to make sure their progress is going well. I would design the program, and then I would send the trainer out to work. So it kind of was like a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I've also decided, too, to work in the corporate level, too, to move to companies such as Arthrex. I've worked with Arthrex, and I'm currently working with the David Lawrence Center to come in as on-site. So my business model is not so much, okay, I have this gym, okay, less overhead, but I decided that we're going to come to you. We'll meet you where you're at. You pick a time, we'll be there. We'll accommodate you.
That's awesome. Okay, so definitely you've taken a broader spectrum to fitness. No excuse mentality. I like that.
There's no excuse.
There's no excuse, and
I hear that.
And I'll tell you what, we are going to just take a quick break, and actually when we come back, we are going to learn a little bit more about the man behind MaxFlex Fitness, and actually give you guys a message that everybody, men, women of all ages, need to listen to. So we'll be back in just a second, and see you soon. And we're back, Fit Project Radio followers and fans, coming to you live once again from the Naples Accelerator here in Collier County, of course in beautiful but rainy Naples, Florida. So back again here with Nino and MaxFlex Fitness, and so we kind of changed locations because I wanted to have a little bit more of a private conversation with you, something a little bit more personal that I feel is very, very important to share with Fit Project Radio followers and fans. So something very, very, very scary and significant happened to you a little over a year ago that I'd like for you to share with everyone watching now. So tell me, I know you're on vacation with the family. What happened to you?
Well, we last year for the holidays, my wife and I and the children and the kids, we were in Kansas. And it was pretty cold there. I like to run, and I was running, and I noticed it was kind of hard to breathe. It was cold, so I just kind of chalked it up to that. And then when we came back to Florida, the very next day I was running down on Gordon Drive, because I work at the Fort Royal Club too, and I was running down Gordon, and I noticed that I felt pressure in my chest. I couldn't breathe. I had a tough time getting air. And I had to stop. I kind of felt hunched over a little bit. A guy across the street looked at me and said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Well, this is kind of weird." I kind of shrugged it off, didn't think anything was wrong. So I got my breath again, and I just kept on running. So, I just thought it was weird. And about a week later, I was taking a spin class. And now this time, I started to feel the tingles. I started to get the tingles down my left arm. So this is strange. I never felt anything like this before. And then again, you know, when we see the classic CPR AED videos, you see these actors, and they tell you about these signs, you know, which is the angina, which is the tingles down the left arm, which is the tired feeling. You never thought it would happen to you, but the classic signs were there. But I also knew that genetically, on both sides of my family, I had heart issues too. So now I started to get a little bit worried. I decided to go get it checked out. I had an EKG done, and the Dr. Obika said that you know, something wasn't right. He then led me to have the stress test done. You know, this is again 39 years old. You know, a fit trainer who eats right. How could this be happening to me? And then when I had the stress test, I failed my stress test. Now we knew something was wrong, and then.
What did you originally think it was, though? I mean, did you have any inclination on this at all?
I might have thought it was bronchitis.
Yeah.
You know, the cold weather. I thought I had a cold. You know, anything like that. I was just kind of. You never know. You really never know. But I never expected this to happen.
Okay, and then tell me again, like the symptoms you had before. I mean, you have just massive shortness of breath during physical activity.
Exercise-induced angina.
Okay, exercise-induced angina, and then the stereotypical tingles down the left, and it was definitely the left side.
That's when I started to get worried. Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
okay. And then, so went to the doctor. I know your wife was probably pushing that as well to get you to that doctor. And so EKG was done, stress test was done, failed both. What'd they end up doing to you?
Well, then Dr. Hobeka decided that he's going to send it to his specialist. I was working with Dr. Javier, and I still am. He said, we're not going to take any chances with your family history, and they decided to do the emergency angioplasty right away. I had no idea what was going on, you know, so I said, well, you know, let's just do it. They went in through my femoral artery. You know, they run a wire up there, they take a look and see what your heart's looking like. And if anybody's ever heard of this term, the widowmaker, I don't know if you've ever heard of the widowmaker.
I have, unfortunately. It's kind of a very morbid analogy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was me. My left anterior descending artery was 97% blocked.
Jesus, man. That's incredible. So, you know, and I really appreciate you sharing this story. And the main reason why it's so important to share this story is because you know, you do, like you mentioned, you know, you have a very active lifestyle, you know, you have a great family, which I've had the pleasure of meeting before. You know, you eat well, you exercise, and you have a good life, you know, but at the same time, this happened, and it hit you like a ton of bricks, and it basically, you know, put the brakes on so much. But obviously, you know, you've recovered, thankfully, and you know, and you're moving on. But I think the primary message is like, even though you are a healthy guy on the outside, you look great on the outside, doesn't mean that you're 100% on the inside. So to get checked out regularly, I know that that's something that I am doing now, just because, you know, I'm now in my mid-30s as well. So, and you know, work out regularly, and I do my best to eat right and keep that active lifestyle myself. And I think that it's so important now, especially with your message, to not take anything for granted, and to go to get checked out, you know, at least just once a year. Just get the ticker checked, you know, just get maybe a stress test done, find out where you are physiologically, and, you know, and move forward from there. So now, what do you do, and we did mention your family, so like, what do you do now to take precautions, now that you've had all this stuff done, and it is a hereditary issue? What do you do now for yourself and your family to play it safe?
Okay, well, you know, obviously now I'm under the care of a cardiologist, so I have to have my blood work done regularly. I do take a statin, so that kind of helps keep my cholesterol down. So I get my blood work done regularly every 2 to 3 months. I always have to check with my doctor, have regular visits, and it's gone well so far. You know, I've really turned my nutrition around a little bit. I've actually eaten a little bit more vegetarian. You know, I do eat meat, I do, but I've started to eat a little more vegetarian meals. Which
more of a plant-based diet.
Exactly. Exactly. Which I think are delicious too.
Okay. Very, very cool. Yeah, that was a big thing I know we've talked about before. on Fit Project Radio about, the new like blue zones and healthy leaves and stuff like that that's going on here in Southwest Florida. And those plant-based diets are huge elements for a healthy lifestyle for 2016. So that's, I'm sorry it happened to you, but I mean, I hope that you guys can honestly take a message from this and understand that, guys, men and women, it really doesn't matter. Even though, you have that active lifestyle, you're healthy, that doesn't mean everything. So make sure you do get checked out. So what we're going to do, we're going to take one more break, and then we are going to finish up to learn a little bit more about MaxFlex Fitness and about how you can engage yourself not only with the company but with Nino for your own personal needs or for your own corporate wellness program. So we're going to take advantage of that here in just a little bit. We'll be back in a moment. Good to see you. And once again, Fit Project Radio followers and fans, we are back, as always, coming to you live from the Naples Accelerator here in beautiful Naples, Florida. So we are continuing our conversation with Nino Magaddino of MaxFlex Fitness, located here in Naples, Florida. So now we're going to drive back to your company itself, so people can know more about like who you are as a trainer. And so, I guess the first question, just kind of off the top of my head, is like, what are some of your favorite exercises that you like to do for yourself? And then with the exercise you do for yourself, how do you translate that in working with your clients?
Okay, well, this year I've had the honor through the company that I'm a personal trainer through, the National Academy of Sports Medicine.
Also known as NASM.
NASM
shout out.
That's right.
Feel free to sponsor. Just saying.
We can work that out. But anyway, I became a master trainer through them. So so that puts me in a pretty elite group of fitness professionals.
There's actually only a few. How many? There's not a whole lot
60.
of them. 60
in the country. I'm the only one pretty much from here to Miami. There's only 3 in the state of Florida. So, as far as, what types of favorite exercises I do, I had to learn how to do an overhead squat profile to teach somebody to learn about somebody's posture, what their imbalances were.
Sure.
So from that, I figure out if they need help with their balance, so I'll do a single-legged squat. They might need help with their core, so we'll work on planking and various types of planking. They might have tight shoulders, so I'll work on shoulder openers and maybe some scapula retraction to work on some stability through the shoulders. So these are the types of exercises I like to do with my client, and then we move forward into some strength and some power exercises.
So it is nice to hear that you do, an evaluation with people. That's
always
very detailed. So if you are ever going after a personal trainer anywhere in the world, make sure that you get a full top to bottom physical evaluation. I mean that's first and foremost before you even touch a weight. So that's safety first. Now, in regards to your fitness programming. How often do you see clients?
Well, it's interesting. I see clients anywhere from 3 days a week to 1 day a month. So again, I don't turn anybody away. I just at least 3, sometimes 2 days per week to 3 days a week. So once a month, once a week.
Now, one of the things beyond the actual art of lifting and the physical end of fitness, I'm sure you and I agree 100% that nutrition is a massive part of keeping it going, actually even starting it. So in regards to like diet planning and stuff like that, is there any diet planning or assistance with nutrition?
Well, as far as diet planning is concerned, as a trainer, we always were taught that our scope only deals with suggestion of certain types of food.
Sure,
so
absolutely.
I'm not a nutritionist, but I do recommend certain types of foods to people. As a fitness nutrition specialist, I can figure out someone's macronutrients, how much protein they need, anywhere from an athlete to an elderly person.
Sure.
And also caloric intake. So as far as the weight loss is concerned, I can calculate what their caloric intake should be in order for them to lose weight.
And that's another good point because I know we've talked about this on a previous episode that there are the magic number 3,500 calories in a pound. So whether that's gained or lost, so having that caloric intake and knowledge for the individual is very, very important. So it's very cool that you do that. So then also in the supplement realm, that's a hot button right now. Is what do I take for pre-workout, during workout, post-workout, whatever. In regards to the supplement realm, what is your opinion on the best things to take for a lot of the clientele that you work with?
Okay, as far as supplements are concerned, my wife and I were both Advocare distributors.
Okay.
We got started on product about 2 to 3 years ago, and we were struggling with our nutrition as well. And we did something that's called the 24-day challenge, and we lost. I lost about 5 pounds, which for me is not a lot, but I lost some body fat percentage, so that worked. So we've been helping people with that as well. I always recommend before you start any type of diet, supplementation program, anything like that, if you're not unsure of things, check with your doctor first. So as far as supplementation, again, yes, I use pre-workouts. I always use a fish oil. I think that as far as our nutrition is concerned, we don't necessarily, as a country, as a society, fill all our gaps as far as our nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I recommend vitamins to people to kind of help fill in the gaps and make sure you're getting the complete realm of nutrition in your foods.
Sure. Okay. Absolutely. So it's really nice to hear that a company like yours is a full service even to the fact that you go to them. So in regards to having that happen, okay, so that's now we're getting to the important part. So guys, you've heard what he's gone through as an individual, and also how he's overcome it, and then also how he is able to teach and educate you guys more in regards to your own health and fitness. So to contact Max Flex Fitness, what is the best way to do that?
Well, I recommend the best way to contact me, I'd like for everybody to go check out my website at www.fitnesscoachnino.com.
Okay.
That'll tell you a little bit more about my business, some pictures. You can kind of delve deeper into the business and see what I'm all about. You'll see all about Coach Nino, also our staff. So you'll see our staff on there as well. You can contact my email address is fitnesscoachnino@gmail.com. Or my telephone number. You can reach me at 239-287-4558.
Okay, very good. Now, what's the future now for Max Flex Fitness? What do you have going on now for 2016?
Well, this year, obviously, exposure.
Sure.
2016, I'm looking for more exposure to build my brand. I'd like to reach more corporations. So if there's any corporations out there who are interested in bringing on-site wellness to you, I really feel that would be a huge asset to your company. A lot of companies have, they're looking to lower healthcare costs, and this would be a great way to kind of incorporate that as well.
And also, studies have shown that it increases productivity within the office as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, excellent.
So also, I know that you are tied into our title sponsor, Link to Fitness, as well. So people can also find Nino on linktofitness.com, which has been a massive supporter of Fit Project Radio. And but again, if you're in the Southwest Florida area, Bonita, Estero, Naples, Marco Island, contacting Nino Magadino and Max Flex Fitness, go to
www.fitnesscoachnino.com.
And then and also feel free to call them at
239-287-4558.
Very good. Well, guys, it has been a pleasure being with you guys again. I'm overjoyed and excited about being able to do more and more of these to educate you, to bring you more companies, more health, wellness, and fitness experts from our own backyard. And Nino, thank you very much, man, for your time.
Appreciate it.
This has been a lot of fun. Thank you for sharing your story and giving the tips and techniques for a better 2016. So, guys, this video will be uploaded on fitprojectradio.com as well as our social media, as always. So please be sure to like us. Look us up on Facebook at Fit Project Radio or on Instagram at fitproject.radio 2015. And be sure to also listen to us live on 99.3 ESPN Radio every Sunday morning, starting every Sunday morning starting at 8 o'clock. I almost forgot when I'm on the air. But as always, guys, this is Brett with Fit Project Radio, brought to you by Link to Fitness and linktofitness.com, coming to you live, as always, at the Fit Project Radio studios here at the Naples Accelerator in beautiful Naples, Florida. Look forward to seeing you again. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye.